Hello and welcome to this News9 special discussion. I'm Nikhil Vasuki. Now, you may have seen people realigning their lives and modifying their homes, citing Vaastu and astrology as reasons. But have you ever heard of trees being chopped down, with Vaastu being cited as a reason for that as well? Now, that sounds absurd, but it is happening. Take a look.
On one hand, the BBMP plants lakhs of saplings. On the other, trees are axed in the name of Vaastu. Take a look at this tree. Sadly, it could not survive the wrath of Vaastu. Yes, you heard that right. You might be surprised, rather shocked, to hear about the plight of this tree. It's shocking to see how Bengaluru, that is also called the Silicon Hub of the country, practices unverified and unscientific beliefs such as Vaastu. Time and again, citizens have protested against felling of trees. You've all seen how Bengalurians have stood up for trees on numerous occasions. So in a bid to gain the trust and votes of Bengalurians, the BBMP plans to plant 10 lakh saplings across the city. But, ironically, while on one hand the BBMP is trying hard to plant more trees, in many areas, trees are being axed in the name of Vaastu as a reason. Blame it all on Kubera. Yes, believe it or not, the Hindu treasurer of the heavens is being cited as a culprit for the axing of trees. Vaastu experts have been advocating the chopping of trees. In the name of urban development, all one can see in the city are buildings, and so much of them. But even in today's day and age, some believe that the shadow of trees grown in Kubera Mule is a bad omen.
ನಗರ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರೋಂಥದ್ದು ಅರ್ಬನ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಆ ಥರದ ಕಾರಣದಿಂದ ಮರಗಳನ್ನ ಕತ್ತರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಆದರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಈ ವಾಸ್ತು ಕೆಲವರು ಮನೆ ಪಕ್ಕ ಬೇವಿನ ಮರ ಇದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ, ಹಳ್ಳಿ ಮರ ಇದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅವ್ರ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರನ ನೋಡೋಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಹೋಗಿ ಮರಗಳನ್ನ ಕತ್ತರಿಸೋಕೆ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಪ್ಲಾಂಟೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಗಿಡಕ್ಕೆ 3,000 to 3,500 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಕತ್ತರಿಸೋಕೆ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಡೋಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಕಾರಣಗಳಿಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಕೆಲವರು ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಿಗಳೇ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಮೆಥಡ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಮರಗಳನ್ನ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಸಾಯಿಸೋದು, ಸಾಯಿಸಿದ ಮೇಲೆ BBMP ಅವ್ರು ಬಂದು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಅಡ್ಡದಾರಿಗಳನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಪ್ರಕರಣಗಳು ಕೂಡ ದಾಖಲೆ ಆಗಿದೆ ಬಸವನಗುಡಿ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ.
Such practices are so deep-rooted in society that instead of trimming down branches, the whole tree is axed in most cases. Ironically, even Vaastu experts oppose this. Vaastu expert Harish himself confesses that some astrologers and Vaastu experts recommend this, but in reality, nowhere does Vaastu recommend the felling of trees.
ಈಗ ಮರ, ಈ ಕಟ್ಟಡದ ಈ ಮೂಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮರ ಇದೆ. ಈಗಿನ ಪರಿವರ್ತಿತ ವಾಸ್ತು ಅಂತಲ್ಲ, ಈಗಿನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಜ್ಞಾನ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಆ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರದಿಂದ ಮುಂದೊಂದು ದಿನ ಆಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್, ಅದರಿಂದ ಆಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಹಾನಿ ಏನು ಅನ್ನೋಂಥದ್ದು ಅವರ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಜ್ಞಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಅನ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ. ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಕಟ್ಟಡ ಇದೆ, ಕುಬೇರ ಮೂಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥ ಮರ ಇದೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಕತ್ತರಿಸ್ಬಿಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅದು ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರದ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಈ ವಾಸ್ತುಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಜ್ಯೋತಿಷ್ಯ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಮರಗಳನ್ನು ಕತ್ತರಿಸಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ, ಮರಗಳು ಇರುವ ಕಡೆ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ.
Well, while the world is moving towards a greener environment, cutting down trees in the name of Vaastu and Shastra seems a bit too much. Don't you think? Muthappa for News9, Bengaluru.
Now, absolutely appalling that we just see trees being chopped down indiscriminately in the name of Vaastu. So, we want to ask you, our viewers, is belief in Vaastu making people cut trees in the city? Do you think our environment is at stake due to such beliefs? Share your views with us on News9. You can call us on 08022360302 or 0305. Those numbers are at the bottom of your screen. You can also send us a message on WhatsApp at 99809-45138. This is the situation that we need to talk about, and we will be waiting for your calls. We will be looking to hear your views on the subject as well. And joining me to discuss their views on the subject are three gentlemen I'm excited to speak about, given that this is a hot topic. This is a topic that needs a lot of clarifications, so to speak. I'm joined first by Vaastu Harish. He is an expert on Vaastu and everything associated with the applications of the science. I'm also joined by Vijay Nishant. He is a tree doctor, an expert on trees specifically. A very pertinent point that needs to be made over here is that the trees are being looked after. The trees in Bengaluru have been looked after by Vijay throughout the city, so there's a lot that I'm sure he has to offer here. I'm also joined by Akshay Heblikar, who is an environmentalist, and we're looking forward to understanding a lot more on the wider impact of what is happening over here. But let's just jump straight to the point of Vaastu over here. There seems to be possibly a misunderstanding of what Vaastu represents. The fact that people are being advised by so-called experts of Vaastu that trees are harmful in certain locations and they have to be chopped off. You have been against this point of view. If you could just speak in clarification to that.
Whereas I'm not that much good in English.
Please go
I
ahead.
can understand, but I answer in my vernacular language.
Yes, yes.
ಸೊ ಸರ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಜನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಭೇದಾಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ, ಒಂದು ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ ಭೇದ ಅಂತ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಆ ರೀತಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ತಪ್ಪು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ ಅಂತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಆ ರೀತಿ ದ ಮಿಸ್ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನ್. ಈ ಮೂಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಮರ ಇರಬಾರದುಗೂ ಇದೇ ನಾವು ಕಟ್ಟಬಾರದುಗೂ ಬಹಳ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇದೆ. ಇರುವುದನ್ನ ಕತ್ತರಿಸಿ ಕಟ್ಟುವಂತ ವಾಸ್ತು ಹೇಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಥವಾ ವಾಸ್ತುಶಾಸ್ತ್ರದ ಸ್ಥಪಸ್ಯ, ಮಯ, ವಿಶ್ವಕರ್ಮ ಯಾವುದರಲ್ಲೂ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಉಲ್ಲೇಖ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಂತರ ಈ ಚತುರ್ವೇದಗಳಲ್ಲಿ, ಋಗ್ವೇದ, ಯಜುರ್ವೇದಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಉಲ್ಲೇಖ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮರಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಗೊಳ್ಳುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅಥರ್ವ ವೇದದಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಳುತ್ತೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮರಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ರೂ ಮನೆಯ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತಲು ಅದು ಒಳ್ಳೇದೇನೆ, ಆರೋಗ್ಯಕರ. ಈಗ ಏನು ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್, ವಿ ಆರ್ ಪೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ 15,000 to 20,000 ಪರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಫೀಟ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮನೆಯ ಸೈಟ್ನ ಒಂದು ಸೈಟ್ನ ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಧ ಭಾಗ, ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ನ ಮರನೇ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರ ಮನೆ ಕಟ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಫ್ರಂಟ್ ಎಲಿವೇಶನ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಮರೆಯಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಾರಣಗಳಿದೆ. ಬಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಬ್ಲೇಮಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಎ ರೀಸನ್. ವಾಸ್ತು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ ಸೇಸ್ or astrologer says. Vastu or astrology never says to cut the trees, because we know the value and ಅದಕ್ಕೇನು ಶಕ್ತಿಗಳಿದೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ವಾಸ್ತುಗೂ ಜ್ಯೋತಿಷಕ್ಕೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ದಂಗೆ ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಚರ್ಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್, ಸಿವಿಲ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ಈಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ತೋಟಗಾರಿಕೆ ಗಿಡ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ತಾರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಸಸಿಗಳ ನರ್ಸರೀಸ್ ಏನ್ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಜ್ಯೋತಿಷ್ಯ ಮತ್ತೆ ವಾಸ್ತು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಮರಗಳ ಒಂದು ಶಕ್ತಿ ಏನಿದೆ, ಅದರ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಅದು ಏನೇನಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋಂಥದ್ದು. ಇದನ್ನ ಜನಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವೇ ಹೇಳೋರು ನಾವು ಮಿಸ್ಗೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಯಾರೋ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಗುರುಜಿ ಇದು ಇರ್ಬೋದಾ ಬೇಡವಾ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್, ಇರಬಹುದಾ ಬೇಡವಾ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ಅನುಕೂಲಕ್ಕೆ ತಕ್ಕಂಗಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮರ ಅವ್ರು ತಗೊಂಡಿರೋ 20-30 ಸೈಟ್ನ ಗೇಟ್ನ ಮಧ್ಯಭಾಗಕ್ಕಿದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ BBMPಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ವಾಸ್ತುಗೂ ಜ್ಯೋತಿಷಕ್ಕೂ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೈಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂತವ್ರಿಗೆ ಆ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಇರಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ನಾವ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಂತ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿನ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಲೇಔಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮರಗಳನ್ನ ಮೊದಲೇ ಕಟ್ಟಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನೆಲ ಸಮ ಮಾಡಿ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಗಿಡಗಳನ್ನ ಹಾಕಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ರೀಸ್.
Right. So does Vastu as a science recommend where trees can be planted? New trees?
Yeah, actually in northeast corner, north and east.
But it doesn't say you have to chop existing
trees. Not a particular corner, it doesn't say. And modified Vastu.
Right.
Modified astrologers, modified Vastu, they say some plants, not about trees, it is there.
Right.
Red color, that daswala flower. You should not plant the tree in southeast corner, near that kitchen. And rose, basically rose is not native to India. It is from some other country. But that sharp ಮುಳ್ಳುಗಳಿರತ್ತಲ್ಲ, it is considered as poison arrow in Vastu Shastra.
So there are conditions.
See, there are so many plants. Aloe vera, we tell to keep aloe vera in some places near that parking area, like that area.
Sure.
In ಹಳೆ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು, ಮಾವಿನ ತೋರಣ, ಬೇವಿನ ಸೊಪ್ಪಿಂದ ಕಟ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಮನೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಅಂಕೋಲೆ ಕಡ್ಡಿ ಕಟ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಇಟ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ಸ್ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಹೊಸಲು ಏನಿರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ಹೊಸಲು ಅಂತ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಟೀಕ್ ವುಡ್ ಇಂದ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಇಟ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ಸ್ ದ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ವೈಬ್ರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ಪಾಮ್ಸ್. ಮನೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತ ಇತ್ತು. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕಡೆನೂ ಮರದ ಬಳಕೆ, ಅದರ ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್ನೆಸ್ ಏನು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ.
Right, right. So there's a lot going on with this now. Vijay, I'm as baffled as you are. This is the first I'm hearing of this being the reason given for chopping of trees. Yes, as Harish has just said, that chopping of trees for the ease of building a wall or ease of building a building is commonplace, but using Vaastu over here, that is something new. Have you come across this before?
It's completely like a dumbness. It is. You can call it a straight up a dumbness. Okay. The guys who are doing it, see, before 2 years also, we had one issue in Vijayanagar where we discussed in TV9 only. Is the same reason there. See, the people in the urban setup, what is happening there, the day-to-day life, it is like you would have seen, they're accumulating all the wealth now. That has become a reason. Now, they want to become more rich. And otherwise, whatever they acquired, they don't want to lose it. And that kind of, obviously, your mind will be wobble. And the third person, whatever they say, they listen to it. See, in Rig Veda, it is told actually, Ruksha Devata. Every tree is a Ruksha Devata. A tree deity is there. Okay, every tree has a use. And even punishments are said for a chopping like a leaf, or like a trunk, all other things has been referred. I don't know, even I haven't heard Vaastu, this tree Vaastu. Recently, I don't know from who invented and everything. Suddenly, Bangalore has become a rich and any like Bombay, Delhi, they're becoming rich. Now only I heard. Otherwise, in 90s and all, we never heard. In 2000 also. Suddenly, from 6 or 7 years, I'm hearing all these things. And this is becoming a maximum because of, I know, because you know all your Shastra, all these people are from channels only, they'll be sitting in the morning. Those are again guys who are misguiding all these things. It's a very wrong. See, if you say that one, you do one thing. If you say that one, if the trees are not good for you, this one, don't breathe there. Don't breathe. Whatever the air it gives, no, don't breathe. No, you do that one, then you do all these wrong things. So it's a very wrong notion which is going it, and nobody will agree because nothing is backing up it. And doing this kind of a heinous thing, it will show the mentality of the people and everything. And in the Vijayanagar case, that's what happened, because when we asked it, when Vaastu, somebody has suggested, that fool whoever suggested it, it's clearly said, see, he had all the money, he was very well settled, he's also a government officer, how can he do this one? It's only because of your greed or something, this kind of a things is done.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, see, you tell me, like you breathe the air, the fruit which gives, and the water, because the rain comes because of the water and everything. You are getting everything, whole sustainability of yours is coming in the plant world. Which fool will think to do it? This kind of a things. And I wanted to put this fact clearly. The whole world, see, whatever the urban setup if you get out of it, whole your living is made out of the plant world and everything. Nature is that dumb? It doesn't know where it wanted to come. It is placed like where the forest has to come, where the other dry land has to come. Is it that fool? And you will decide on that very in the last point of them, you will decide which has to be there, which has not to be there. So you have to be very, 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 very logical. Absolutely. When you are saying human, you have to consider everything. See, our ritual and tradition is such, when we wanted to make a home, we know we are taking its place. The human is the only person who has the gratitude, like to remember anything. He will say, he pray with the nature saying, see, I am taking your land. Okay, and even some insects, they have to clean it, something will be there. So they put a sugar when they wanted to bring their new home. That is the puja they will start with it. Okay, that's how they put a sugar to saying that to maintain that attitude. That everything I'm taking something, I have to take it, and minimum I'll try to take it, and that's how I'll do it. And the elders, the fourth generation, the old age puja, when used to become when the fourth generation child is coming, used to have one meal. Because he says, I am burdening in nature. I should not burden it, because for fourth generation is I'll have one meal. That is the attitude, and our whole generation is following it. And today, because you want to earn some money, and you wanted to make some name or something, and you do this kind of a consultation.
Absolutely.
A really shame on you people.
Absolutely. In
yeah,
fact,
who are doing, I never seen, this is a heinous.
Absolutely. In fact, I wanted to rope Akshay into this as well. There have been some of the most preposterous reasons we have heard in the past for chopping off of trees and any natural elements that we have, on our land. Have you come across this before, that an ancient science perhaps is being used as an excuse? Clearly there is a lack of understanding over here, but that being used as an excuse for chopping of trees.
Well, I don't think so. It is ridiculous. It is a shameful thing that we have been following such in the name of Vaastu. You know? I don't really. I've never heard anywhere, as Mr. Harish has been saying, and Vijay, we have never heard that you have to remove a tree or replace it or chop it. None of the sciences would suggest this. It is only because of our greed that we have been acquiring. Not just, I mean, you just suddenly want to become rich overnight. The neo-rich, and then affluent. You want to gather or become rich overnight, and this has been mainly responsible for the way that we have been living today. Now, for example, we have distanced ourselves. We don't go to the parks. Children do not go to the parks anymore because, first of all, there are no parks. They do not want to get their hands dirty. They want to either play on the mobile or the computer, on the laptop. So where is the connection? You are not connected with nature anymore. There are a few, but then largely we've seen that there has been a great disconnect in the way that we have been living. Our lifestyles have changed, and these are the reasons. And then you will tend to believe anything that has been told to you in the name of Vaastu. It is not so, but in the name of Vaastu. So culturally, traditionally, historically, there has been even in the Hindu religion, there has been great respect, regard to all components of nature. That's why we call it the biodiversity, the biological diversity. If at all human beings today we are living and existing, is only because we have the trees and our ecosystems, the ecological systems.
That's right.
And tree is, I think, one of the most complicated machine, the natural machine, because it is not just a tree. For example, there is a saying, it even gives shadow, it even protects the one who comes and chops down its own branches. So the tree is not just, as we see, a tree, a neem tree or a mango tree. It is a complete ecosystem by itself. If there are trees, we have precipitation, the evapotranspiration. What happens is mainly because we have the vegetation, we have the native trees, those which are native, indigenous to this region. So that was the respect that people had earlier. It may not have been explained scientifically, but then in our own religion and tradition, we have seen that there have been, like for example, we have the sacred forests. There are still some of these sacred forests, even in the Western Ghats, the biodiversity hotspot. We have lots of them. We are slowly losing them, but because of those who have been protecting it for a while, these sacred groves are still remaining. So like this, we worshipped animals, we worshipped trees, nature. In fact, all different components of nature were, respected because humans wanted to be protected by nature, because we are here because of the nature that is here.
Exactly.
And how can we, either chop it or kill it or deteriorate or destroy nature, and then how can we survive? It's impossible.
Which is leading us to a serious problem that we're facing over here. Is not just the chopping of trees, which itself it's a horrific thing that is happening in the city, but the misuse of the word Vaastu. Vaastu na misuse marte idare. Our misuse yatak ide. Why is there no demarcation between an actual Vaastu expert and a fraudulent one who is coming up with all of these theories which are plain and simply wrong? How is that happening?
ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ ಹೆಂಗಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆಲವು ವಾಸ್ತು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ದೇ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಟು ಹಿಯರ್ ದ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ದೇ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ದ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್, ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಟು ಎಂಟರ್ ದ ಕ್ವಶನ್. 1, 2, 3 like that. There is a charges for each and every question. So ಜನ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಮೈನ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಈ ಮರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬಹುದಾ ಬೇಡವಾ, ಇಷ್ಟು ಬರೀತಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಎಸ್ ಆರ್ ನೋ ಇಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಇವತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಮೋರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ದಟ್, ಈ ಮರಗಳು ಕಡಿದಾಗ ಆ ಒಂದು ವಾತಾವರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಶಾರ್ಟೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಇಂದ ಆ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಲ್ಟಿ ಸ್ಪೆಷಾಲಿಟಿ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ವೆಂಟಿಲೇಟರ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ, ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಸಿಲಿಂಡರ್ಸ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ. ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂಥದ್ದು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಲಾಬೀಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಸೇಲ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ, ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕಾನಮಿ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಪಾರೀಕರಣ ಅಂತ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ರೀತಿಯ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ರೀ ಆಫ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಬನ್ನಿ ಮರ ಅಂತ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಸಫರಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಎನಿ BP ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್, ಯು ಮೇ ಫೈಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಬನ್ನಿ ಮರಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಪಾಮ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಆ ಮರನ ಹೀಗೆ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಆಂಟಿ ಕ್ಲಾಕ್ ವೈಸ್ 7 times ನೀವು ರೌಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಆಂಟಿ ಕ್ಲಾಕ್ ವೈಸ್ ತಲೆ ಸುತ್ತಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. BP ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಫೀಲ್ ಗಿಡಿನೆಸ್. ನಿಧಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಬೈ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ನೀವು ರೌಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಪ್ರದಕ್ಷಿಣೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆ BP ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಏನಿರತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ರೀತಿ ನಿಮಗೆ 1 week or 10 days ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಿಡ್ನಿ ಸ್ಟೋನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅಂತವ್ರಿಗೊಂದು ಮರ ಇದೆ, ಡಯಾಬಿಟಿಕ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೊಂದು ಮರ ಇದೆ. ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ. ಈಗ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ವೆಟ್ರಿಫೈಡ್ ಟೈಲ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಡಯಾಬಿಟಿಕ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋಂಥದ್ದು ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ನೇಟಿವ್ ಯಾವುದು? ಈಗ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ವಿಜಯನಗರ ಡೈನಾಸ್ಟಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಮರಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ನೇ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಜಯನಗರ ಡೈನಾಸ್ಟಿನ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು 400 years or 450 years? ಎಷ್ಟು ರಿಚೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಂಪರರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರ ಅವಾಗ. ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ಅವರು ಆಳ್ವಿಕೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಯ್ತು? ಆ ಮರಗಳನ್ನ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ, ಆ ವೈಬ್ರೇಷನ್ಸ್, ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ವೈಬ್ರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ವೇ ಟು. ಆ ಮರಗಳು ಸೈಲೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ ನಾನೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ನಿನಗೆ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ವಾಸ್ತುವಲ್ಲಿ ಸೌತ್ ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾರ್ನರ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ನ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂತ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇಡಬೇಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ ರೀತಿ ವಾಸ್ತು ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸೌತ್ ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮರ ಹಾಕಬಾರದು ಅನ್ನೋ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬರೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಸಿಂಥೆಟಿಕ್ ಟ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಇಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಅದು ಇಡೋ ಹಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. PVC ಪೈಪ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ವೈಟ್ರಿಫೈಡ್ ಟೈಲ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಮೈಕ್ರೋವೇವ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಫ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ರೆಫ್ರಿಜರೇಟರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ವಾಷಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಷಿನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಗೀಸರ್ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಕಿನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ನಮಗೆ ಲಂಗ್ಸ್, ಬಾಡಿ ಆರ್ಗಾನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಮೇಲೆನೆ ಹಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತದ್ದು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ವೆಟ್ರಿಫೈಡ್ ಟೈಲ್ಸ್ ಟುಡೇ ಡಿಫಿಷಿಯನ್ಸಿ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಸಿಯಂ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲಿನ ಪಾದನ ಕೆರೆದು ನೋಡೋ ಸೆನ್ಸೇ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಮರದಿಂದ ಅಂಡರ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಮಾ ಇದರಿಂದ ಏನೋ ಎಲೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಡದಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ಆ ರೂಟ್ಸ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಭೂಮಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂಡರ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗತ್ತೆ, ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ವಾಸ್ತು ಹೇಳುವಂತದ್ದು. ವಾಸ್ತು ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ. ನಾರ್ತ್ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು, ನಾರ್ತ್ ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಹಾಕಬೇಕು, ಸೌತ್ ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಹಾಕಬೇಕು, ಸೌತ್ ಈಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಹಾಕಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳತ್ತೆ. ಕಡಿಯೋದು ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ. ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮರಗಳಿದ್ರೆ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮರಗಳಿದ್ರೆ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಬೇಸ್ ವೀಕ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಉದ್ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮರಗಳು ಇರೋ ಕಡೆ ನೀವು ಮನೆ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನೀವು ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ವಾಸ್ತು ಹೇಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ.
See, I want to give a reference. Like my friend Yashaswini Sharma has written a book on Bangalore in the architecture, like a temple architecture. She kept it a reference and everything. New Bangalore, some book and she's written. In that reference only, she tells actually, over the old times, when they wanted to build a temple, they used to look at the place where the tree and the water is there. These are the minimum resource. When those two comes, then the temple structure will come.
You build the temple around
it. So it's a minimum common sense to you say you have to have this too, because air and the water is the minimum.
Correct.
Okay, which is given by a God. It's simple. They have to lead you, and it's clear. And that's why if you take it any like a reference or even our Kannada Kadambas, they given that name, dynasty name is given only because they used to have this, all the Kadamba trees around them.
Kadamba Vanachari.
See, that is, it's so simple because they were clearly knowing all these things actually. That's what, in the recent time we are only listening all these things. And because I wanted to refer this, how they
Banavasi, Kadamba Banavasi, like that,
they all like refer, they like to give a name to this and that. But it's a very dangerous trend what is happening. And I've seen like when one of the article which is one of the national paper where they produced in Delhi or somewhere, my cover page it came, because I'm a tree doctor, I'm treating a tree and everything, and the poisoning cases, and a lot of people from Delhi, Bombay, here, from everywhere they called it. Yes, Vijay, we are able to see all these things and everything. They kept asking for a reference and everything. This is a dangerous trend, and because of the Vaastu using a wrong word to make money out of it, they are trying to do it.
Absolutely.
Vaastu has its own science and the logic and everything.
See, sir, Jagdish Chandra Bose is clearly told that about that.
Absolutely.
If you keep a plant in police station, because of their attitude, the tree will
Even now also modern science has
Negativity,
proven negativity,
well,
everything.
in fact, at this point, I want to ask Akshay.
No, I had one,
emotions.
Yeah, I just had one, not a suggestion, but then it has to be clear to me also. We have a doctor, we have engineers, we have plumbers, we have carpenters, electricians, lawyers, all sorts of things. All sorts of people who have studied, who have been certified, who have practiced for a while and then have come into the society and then started their own practices. Is there any such kind of a institute or any such kind of a center which certifies people who have studied Vaastu? What is Vaastu? Mr. Harish is here. He can also...
I am not certified.
No. I am not asking whether you are certified or not, but I am saying, can we also not have this kind of
procedure,
self-proclaimed, self-acclaimed?
So there are those like Mr. Harish over here who have sincerely studied for several years.
I have created an app,
you
mobile
created an
app, by Voibooks,
Okay.
VOIBOOX, Voibooks. In that I have started, I am not giving any publicity ಏನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಅಪಾತ್ರರಿಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಈ ರೀತಿ
Providence will lead
ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
the person to the app.
ಹೈಪೋಕ್ರಸಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆ ರೀತಿ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಅದು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ತಲುಪಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ವೇದಿಕ್ ವಾಸ್ತು ಅಂತ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಈ 5 ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಟ್ರೀಸ್, ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್, ಬರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಒಂದು ವಾಸ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಸೇರಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಲಾನೆಟ್ಸ್, ಈ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಸ್, ಇದರದೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಇದೆ. ವಾಸ್ತು ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎ 2 ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್, 2 ಅಕ್ಷರದ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ 5 ಅಕ್ಷರದ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಆತರ ಪದ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದು. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್, ಮಲ್ಟಿವರ್ಸಲ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅದು. ಅದು ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗಿನ ಕನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಇರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
Everyone finds a way to make money out of this.
ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ರೀ ಆಫ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಆ ಬುಕ್. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಲರ್ನ್ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಸ್ತು? ಇವಾಗ ವಾಸ್ತು ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ನಾವು ಹೋಗಿ ಕೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗ್ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ? ಆ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ನಮಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಅಂತ ಇದ್ರೆ.
So the fundamental issue here is of the understanding of what is legitimately prescribed by Vaastu sciences and what is being interpreted.
Yeah, sorry, but I mean what Mr. Harish was saying, sir, is there anybody who can do this? No, you understand, andre, you know what Vaastu is, you are practicing it in the right way, but those who would practice it or just to make quick money, ದುಡ್ಡು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದಾಗೆ ಇವ್ರನ್ನ ಯಾರನ್ನು ಸರ್ಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್?
ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಸರ್ಟಿಫೈ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಮೀಟರ್ಸ್
ಈಗ
ಸರ್ಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡೋರು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕಲ್ಲ.
ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಾನಮಿಕಲ್, ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಲಜಿ.
ಸರ್, ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿನ ಫುಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಇದೆ ವಾಸ್ತು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋರು ಯಾರು ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ಟಿಫೈ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಆ ತರ
ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬರೋದಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದು.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದೇ
ಪ್ಯಾರಾಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್.
ಈಗ ನಾವು ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಾಲಜಿ, ಇವನ್ ಆಸ್ಟ್ರಾನಮಿಕಲ್ ಸೈನ್ಸಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಸೈನ್ಸಸ್, ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್, ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಇದೆ. Why don't we believe? We talk so much about our culture, about Vaastu and everything.
ಕೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ, ಏನೇನೋ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಹೆಸರುಗಳು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು.
ಒಂದು ಮಂತಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಸ್ತು ಕಲಿಸ್ತೀವಿ.
ಅಲ್ಲ, one thing.
So that is also something that is an issue that is perhaps even wrongly being portrayed as how Vaastu should be.
ಅದನ್ನ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋರ ಫುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ.
ಇವತ್ತು even a plumber is being certified. It may be a very age-old system. It may be a very old profession. A carpenter.
But ಅವ್ನು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಮುಂಚೆ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿ ಮುಟ್ತಾನ ಅದನ್ನ.
ಅದು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ. ಅದು ಅನ್ನೋದು ತಪ್ಪಾಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. That is how we have. I mean, that is how the human evolution has taken place. We have evolved in that way. But now suddenly, because there is no connect. So I'm saying,
ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ
can there be?
ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಂದ ಬರಬೇಕು ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಅಂಡ್
ಈಗ ನಾವು
ಅದರ ಬಳಕೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ಏನೇನು ಉಪಯೋಗ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು
ಈಗ ನಾವು ಪರಿಸರದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ
ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಬರಬೇಕು.
Because what happens now is the danger of the science of Vaastu also being decried by people.
Exactly.
Vastu ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಾಸ್ತುನ ನಾವು ಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿ
Who
ಫಾಲೋ
has-
ಮಾಡಬಾರದು. So that is the danger.
ಕೇಳಿ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ.
That's what the people has to be smart enough. Like today, it has to be smart enough. Whenever people think they're thinking, it's not they're thinking. In this case only, see, such a huge thing is happening. And some other country, this would have happened. It is seen in such a low level. This one, and today it is happening. I would like ask you all the like Vaastu people and this protest about this one. I really ask them, because this is not a way to for anybody's life. See, Vaastu, whenever they say it, see, even simple logic you keep it actually. We want a, because if you want some kitchen to be here, even your table, when you set it up, you will say, my pen will be here, my book will be here, my light will be here, so let me see. That is a simple thing. Like that would have design. House has to be like this. But this is our extremes actually.
No, exactly what Vijay is saying. You need fresh air, you need light, sunlight. There has to be proper ventilation. This is what is Vaastu science.
Vastu.
That's what it is.
Okay, but nobody see, I myself have seen builders nowadays. The builders are so like efficient. They are saying it. I've seen few construction. They're not cutting the trees actually. Bigger tree, 40, 50 trees. They themselves only know this will not see. It might be fetch me a few hundred rupees. But if this tree is in the yard and it gives it the kind of aesthetic, I can evaluate it. And the foreign people, that's what, when they do it in external country, the foreign countries, what they do is when they have the plot, they have all these trees and everything. So the real estate value goes up. I said, but today, this Bangalore, I don't know, Bangalore, why it is taking such a toll? Yeah, it's because it might be because of the square feet.
ಕತ್ತರಿಸೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸೈಕಾಲಜಿಕಲ್ ಡಿಸಾರ್ಡರ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಎಮೋಷನಲ್ ಇಂಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಅಗ್ರೆಸಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಬಿಹೇವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದನ್ನ ಯಾರು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಅರ್ಥನೂ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
Even studies have shown actually wherever the trees are there, even if you say in Jainagar, wherever we have every line tree and everything, that really gives a good this one. When you enter from Ashoka Billar or something, if you enter a north Bangalore, no, it is absurd. Like you
see the whole ambience, your atmosphere. The moment we get in and around Lal Bagh, is so soothing.
Right.
It's only because we have so much of green cover.
Absolutely.
In that
So
Western countries know the value of the trees.
Absolutely.
Example, Avatar movie.
The whole movie is
the Avatar movie, that big tree, that
because the concept is
gain your energy from that. Yes. Now we've spoken about the science. We've spoken about the misuse of what the science represents as well. But here, let us talk about another parallel issue that is coming up over here. The knowledge of the fact that these trees are being chopped, with this being used as an excuse, would have reached the authorities as well. There is a government that is meant to ensure that there are trees that are protected, that the trees are not needlessly chopped. We have an entire ministry for this. We have the forest ministry for this. There is the knowledge, but there needs to be an implementation of rules over here. Now, this question may be more for you, Akshay and Vijay, given that you have interacted with
because
the government
most
as well.
of the time
So, how has this idea, this very idea of Vaastu being the cause for trees having to be cut, how are they responding to this?
What is happening is like now Bangalore's urbanization is happening. Because there is a shortage of a place or something. Even people are not cutting a coconut tree from in the yard. Bangalore used to have a garden, and then they used to have 2 trees, and then they have the home. Still in my Jainagar mother's home, she maintains it like that only. But today, because of the real estate value and other things, it has started. And you won't believe me, today the trees has been poisoned for the reason of a parking, and the leaves are falling, and the visibility, the hoarding. And they wanted to showroom, the whole glass is put up, the light. Because of that one, they do it. These are the cases they do it for it. And why this poisoning happens is because what are the poisoning? Why it happens means like they go to the permission for forest officials. Forest officials, when they go healthy tree, they can't give. Karnataka Act, they can't give it. So what they try to do is they try to drill a hole, pour it in the night time. because nobody can observe for 24 bars someone sitting under a tree.
Absolutely.
So they drill a hole, they pour the aciding and everything, they close it. Even visibility will be not known. It's simply because you see up now, suddenly it will be drying.
You can probably
Suddenly,
use a lacquer ceiling and you can't see
you
anything.
can't see it. Then you go check it and properly you channelize it and everything. Then you are able to see all this thing. That is the reason it has come now, because that is the one reason it has come. And obviously, because India is a spiritual country and they believe in a God and everything, they sometimes they will be paranoid too much, and these kind of things they'll deviate actually. I only ask the people who are in a Vaastu or something who has a right mind and to understand this, not to promote this kind of activities. And if you ask me, there should be no Vaastu for the trees and the nature, because the whole India and we are like a nature lover. We make all the puja first to the nature only, then we come to ourselves, because there is a clear understanding. Even in Sanskrit it says Anubhava Dhara. I am there and the nature is there. When we come together, the experience is sprouted. When nature is not there, how we will going to make a life? That is what in the modern world you are saying, the global warming, this, that, because getting up, looking at the sun and enjoying your nature, it's a simple things any human has to do it. In urban setup, you are not doing it.
Absolutely.
Okay, and these are the main reason. That's where in the Maratali case, what happened is there is something good has turned, because when the things as the aciding is done and chopped, it become a big issue. And somebody from activist part, they collected all the documents, and the forest officials also. We put up a fire and everything. The hoarding has been down, and we took it to the Lokayukta. Their order has given that whatever the hoardings and everything it is, if you cut for a tree, the hoarding license will be cancelled, and you will be punished, and the penalty will be done. This thing is done. From 3 months, there is a reduction in this all kind of activities. Hoardings, visibility, they're not happening. And because the forest officials keeping a very close eye on all these things, and this will to stop this one, people should be aware of it actually.
Right.
What I'm telling is, like, people, if somebody is standing in nearby a tree, if they look suspicious, or like if they wanted to construct, sometimes the construction, suddenly they take the permission to cut it and do all these things. So people has to be vigilant enough to see this kind of activities and everything, and know the local RFO and see ACF and everything. You can complain. You can call me also, because I look into all these kind of cases, because I have a record of 3 to 4 years of a record what is happening.
Right.
The Bangalore case, and even we are treating, and because these trees when they do the poisoning, or it will take you to years together to see single leaf in a tree, because it is so tough to me, because 1.5 year I will even not knowing, because now one case Rajaji Nagar, the girdling, it is done. It is so hard to me to even, people will be like, so they'll be keep asking me, Vijay, when is the result? It is so hard to tell, because how tree is retaining it, because physically I can't see it through my eyes. And he can't say anything to me.
Well, it is a long-term thing.
At the same time, to add to all these things, see, the forest department or the official or the RFO, ACF, they are trying to do their best, but it might not be sufficient for them to just do these things. At one end they have to also plant a lot of saplings and maintain them. Yes, most of them do not sustain; they get destroyed. The BBMP itself will widen the road. But what I would like to suggest, or I mean, this is a suggestion which could also go from all of us to the government. Why can't they have local ward committees which will have the local schools which are there? There are teachers, the schools, there are organizations, there are institutes, the local councillor is there, the corporator is there, there is a ward office. Why can't we connect these people and have a small network which will look into? We cannot expect a forest officer to come and stand below a tree 24/7. It is impossible to do that, and such a big area, so many people in this city. So why can't we constitute something like this? There are volunteers. There are hundreds of volunteers in every ward.
I mean, we see several resident welfare associations that are involved.
They are very
in this
active.
as well. They are very active, but they are in areas where yes, there is some money to be able to maintain these sort of
those who are
associations.
ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಏನು ಈ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕಾಳಜಿ ಅಥವಾ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅದರ ಏನಂತೀವಿ ಕೊರತೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕಂಡು ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಇದರಿಂದ ದುಡ್ಡು ಮಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ನಿಯರ್ ಬೈ ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಹೌಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ
ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
They will go there.
ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ.
For them, they're not the ones bearing the consequences of this depleting green cover.
ಹಾಗೆ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲೇ ನಾವು ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಈಗ ವಾಸ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋ ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆದೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ವಾಸ್ತು ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು? ಹೇಳಿದವ್ರು ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು? ರೀಸನ್, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಸೌತ್ ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ಯಾಮ್ರಿನ್ ಟ್ರೀ, ಹುಣಸೆ ಮರ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ನ ಎಳಿಯತ್ತದು, ತಗೊಳತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸೇ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಸೌತ್ ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಲಗತಕ್ಕಂತ ಏಜ್ಡ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಮಿಡ್ಲ್ ಏಜ್ಡ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸ್ ಇವತ್ತು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಮೊನಾಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಲಂಗ್ಸ್ ವೀಕ್. ಸೊ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟೇಜ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಸಫರ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ವಾಸ್ತುವಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಹುಣಿಸೆ ಮರದ ಹತ್ತಿರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಡಿ, ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು 20 ಫೀಟ್ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಬಿಡಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ಸೈಟೇ 20 ಫೀಟ್, ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ ನೀವು? ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಕೆಲವರು ಅವ್ರವ್ರ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ ರೀಸನ್ ಬಂದು ವಾಸ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ವಾಸ್ತು, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸೈನ್ಸ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನೇಚರ್.
Which is why I want to come back to a point that Akshay had made a little earlier. The very fact that there isn't an official body watchdog certification, the ability to prosecute somebody who is wrongfully using
there is a ಕಾನೂನು ಇದೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ.
Okay.
ಮಿಸ್ಗೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂತ
let's talk about
ಕಾನೂನು ಇದೆ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ.
But is it actively implemented?
No.
That is the problem. So that will help if there is some sort of a watchdog.
Exactly. This was the reason why I was saying, tomorrow if I say, okay, Nishant has said that this is what is right, so tomorrow I can catch hold of Nishant. Or if it is me who has said something, if I have said something and if it is wrong, or if the implementation has not been done in the right way, I will be responsible for that. So, but today, who are you going to catch hold of?
No, I actually have a caller here who's joining us, and definitely a pertinent question from Kavya from Ashoka Pillar area. Kavya, go ahead, tell us what is on your mind.
Namaste, sir. Thank you. Thank you for connecting. I respect all the people who are in the channel here now. It's a very good program. I just want to say another one thing, like I have seen many happening. I stay near Ashoka Pillar. I have seen, and I have always been fighting with the people. I have seen putting acid, I have seen cutting, and people like for sheep, for giving food for the sheep, they come and cut the trees branches night, and I've seen big lorries coming and sitting in the night, and the whole branch will fell into the big lorries suddenly, and they will go in a minute. This has happened many times, and the whole big jackfruit tree has become with one branch now, which had 6 branches, and like that they have cut many trees here, and they have lost many trees also. And another one thing is, it is not only Vaastu they are doing it. It is like Mili Bhagat. It's all about even the people who want wooden wood thing, timber thing. They come and they will have a thing, like they will cut off, or even a little bit of little branches which they fall. They will make cut night and night whole tree, and that will be a chance. Rain will be taken as a small chance to cut off the tree, and then everything will be given to some contract people who will take all the wooden and all. I've seen it happening. So please, I wish government make a rule that every home should have some trees, and it should be their responsibility, and let them have some. Let them have a mango tree, but they can eat it. But the joy of having a tree should be there.
Absolutely.
And the compulsory of having a tree should be there.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kavya, for joining us. with that, that's definitely a
That is
very
exactly-
pertinent point over
Yeah.
here that is being made over
Sir,
here. Go
So
ahead.
that is exactly what I was saying. You know, you have people like Kavya. You know, there are hundreds and hundreds of people like her. You know, those who are really genuinely concerned, those who are watchful all the time. They can inform. If you can have a small center, you have so many apps, hundreds of call centers and all these things. Why can't we have some such thing for a city like Bangalore, and we call it the Silicon Valley and all those things? You know, can we not use technology for conservation, technology for the sake of sustaining Bangalore? I mean,
Absolutely.
we have not even thought about the carrying capacity of
I mean,
Bangalore.
it's unfortunate that sobriquet that Bangalore was having Garden City,
Sir,
which I learned
Exactly.
as
Exactly.
a trivia student in the 1980s, is completely
The same
gone.
thing.
ಸರ್ ವಿಧವಾ
ನಾವು-
ವಿವಾಹ ಇತ್ತು, ಸತಿ ಸಹಗಮನ ಇತ್ತು, ಬಾಲ್ಯ ವಿವಾಹ ಇತ್ತು, ಬೆತ್ತಲೆ ಸೇವೆ ಇತ್ತು. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಮೂಢನಂಬಿಕೆಗಳು ಈ ತರದ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಅವ್ರು ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಇವಾಗ ಗಂಡ ಸತ್ತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಹೆಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನೋಡೋರು ಬೆಂಕಿಗೆ ಬಿದ್ಬಿಡು ನೀನು. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗಿನ ಕಾಲದ ಪೌರೋಹಿತ್ಯ ಅಥವಾ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾನೂನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಬಂದ್ರು. ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಕಾನೂನು ಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಇದುವರೆಗೂ. ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಕಡ್ಡಿ ಮುಟ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಭಯ ಬರ್ಬೇಕು.
Correct. Absolutely.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಕಾನೂನು ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಅರಣ್ಯ ಇಲಾಖೆ
ಆಮೇಲೆ
ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ.
ವಾಸ್ತು ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ವಾಸ್ತುವಿಂದ ನಾವು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡುದು ಅಂತಾರಲ್ಲ, ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಶೋ. ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅವ್ರನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅವರು.
They have to
Exactly.
show, they
That
have
is
to
why
give a
nobody is
proper...
responsible.
Exactly.
ನೀವು ಯಾರನ್ನಂತ ಹಿಡಿತೀರಿ? You don't know.
ಯಾವ ವಾಸ್ತು ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ತೋರಿಸಿ.
They just cite, oh,
ಯಾರು
because of Vaastu reasons, but Vaastu prescribes something for a large list of reasons. Where is that list of reasons? Where is it written that this tree had
Who
to be
has
chopped
written
down?
it?
Who has written it? Who
Has
has
it been-
prescribed this?
Yeah.
Certified,
ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ
has it been
ಮಾತಿದೆ.
recognized.
ಅರಿಯದವನ ಮಾತಿಗಿಂತ ಅರಿತವನ ಮೌನ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಅಪಾಯಕಾರಿ ಅಂತ.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋರು
ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರು
ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ
ಸುಮ್ನೆ
ಕೂತಿರ್ತಾರೆ.
Those who are sitting there,
ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ದವ್ರು ಮಾತಾಡಿ
sitting
ಮಾತಾಡಿ
quiet
ಇನ್ನ
like
ಅದನ್ನ
opposite.
ಹಾಳು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
You might...
Probably TV9 is doing that.
No, but if
At
you...
least the
Help it. Yeah, no.
Absolutely.
See,
If
whatever.
you are
No,
sitting
no.
quietly, you are
I'm
complicit to this whole
No,
issue.
I really thankful to News9 and
ಇಲ್ಲ,
TV9.
ತುಂಬಾ
No,
ಒಳ್ಳೆ
ಒಂದು
ವಿಚಾರ.
ನಿಮಿಷ. TV9 and News9 always, whenever the tree poisoning has happened, they've been on spot. They have documented it. I have the privilege actually, because the TV9, when Vijayanagara case happened, I was so surprised. They called me. 1 year it sustained and even it gave a fruit. They cut the cake actually. If see, this is where we are trying to make.
Because of the ವೃಕ್ಷೋ ರಕ್ಷತಿ ರಕ್ಷಿತ,
That's
because of
see,
that only
it's-
they are in top.
no. It's see, which media will do that one today? Which media will do? They have the
That's why
courtesy of
they have to be. They are
uh,
equally responsible in
responsibly,
even
yeah,
creating
absolutely.
awareness
See,
about.
awareness of it.
we
That's
as-
where we are amazed about the things.
See,
And
we're here first
Sir,
as
today
citizens.
we know
Our
things.
responsibility is to ensure
ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ವಿಚಾರಗಳು
lot of
ಗೊತ್ತು.
messages go through.
ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ ಅದು ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿ ತಲುಪುತ್ತೆ.
Absolutely.
ಬಟ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ
But this is where we all have to start right now.
Yeah.
What level of education is required at the very least to remove these false beliefs of the science of Vaastu? That is one thing. To remove these beliefs that trees are harmful to your house in any way. That is another aspect that needs to be looked at. There may be some beliefs, there may be some basis to the science of the fact that yes, some trees should be planted in certain areas because it is most efficient at that
ಇದನ್ನೇ ನಾನು
time.
ಬಹಳ ಜನ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್
Yes.
ವಿ ಆರ್ ಹಿಯರ್.
Correct.
ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದೇರ್.
But the trees are there before. The trees were there even before your house was built.
ನಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಅದಿಲ್ಲ ಇವತ್ತು.
Yes.
ಅದರಿಂದ ನಾವಿದೀವಿ.
Yes.
ನಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಅದಿಲ್ಲ.
ನಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಅದಿಲ್ಲ.
ಅದು ಆಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು.
it's a very
ಅದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಜನರೇಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ.
See, as you told, sir has told, because I kept telling you use a technology for this accommodating nature. That's where I built an app called Vriksha.com. I tried to give it to the government also. From 3 years, I'm trying to fight it out because Jayanagar, I tree mapped it. He knows it actually. You won't believe me, from the small plant, bigger tree, who is taking care of and everything, volunteer. I've documented it. 8,000 tree in a Jayanagar vicinity, whatever we are trying to watch it and everything. And hardly, sir, on 2% there is a fluctuation. It's because of the falling, male bandak bidirodu, this kind of fluctuation.
Yeah.
And still the green is maintained. Even the one big tree, copper pod, has been, it's fallen because we put up a Indian cork tree plus largely mahogany, 2 tree we are given. So we need a tracking system. And if we bring the tracking system and
Which is already there.
Yeah, which is already there.
Yes.
And because I have an image of something called a neem dieback. It was dying. The lady called me. Today I'm able to tree that the tree has been retained. It will go for another 75 years. The request they placed with in front of me is that like Vijay, this is a neem tree my father and mother have put. See, if it dies, their old age, they'll feel very sad. Please save it. And they're taken care of it.
Absolutely.
So if we have the system also, Bangalore is the first city to even pointing tree mapping to have a live data and everything.
So talk me through this tracking system now.
Yeah.
Is it like a microchip that you're placing on the tree? Is it similar to a microchip?
You can
That
do
is
it.
also there,
It's
and
there.
they have the geotagging.
Geotagging.
Done.
Yeah, that's what I try
Geotagging
to
is
do
used.
it. If you see in the Vruksh.com, that's what we are trying to do. Even we are giving a try to give a health checkup kind of a thing. Even so sometimes tree will they have all the tarring is done and everything. We try to remove it, and poster report we remove it, and we try to say what is the tree health and everything. This kind of knowledge is given, and even sometimes we are able to even pick up what kind of a tree has to be planted, because this is not good for you.
Right.
So which is the right for urban manager? We can specifically do it and retain that greenery. And the best part is, and in the Nature in City, Dr. Harini Nagendra has written a book. I am a part of that book also. It clearly mentioned that in the 17th century or 16th century, there was no trees in Bangalore. We tracked it from all this one. Then we see we gained the trees in Bangalore over the time. The city was known as a green city.
Sir, today Kadu Malleshwara, it was a forest.
Exactly.
Kadu Malleshwara.
No, it's a forest.
We had more than about 560 tree varieties in and around Bangalore, which falls in the southeastern dry zone. That is Bangalore, Tumkur, Kolar. This is the region which is agroclimatically zoned as the southeastern dry zone. So the species in this area, we had more than about 560 to 570 trees. I'm only talking about the tree varieties. Apart from the herbs, shrubs, climbers. So we tried to document it also long back.
What is that number now?
When we started, that's what we actually wanted to document and try and see how many of these species are still remaining. We could hardly collect about 170.
That is a
I wanted to add. I wanted to add to the
That's
survey.
the third.
This is in addition to the studies being done by the Indian Institute of Science, even by the Forest Department. And at the same time, we were also carrying this out, these workshops in Tumkur, Kolar, Bangalore, because it actually comes under the southeastern dry zone. So, and the whole exercise was to document it, identify, train children and teachers, training the teachers, and then they would train the students, conduct these workshops, take them into the field, and then start identifying. So the objective was to create awareness, educate them, train them, at the same time also try and collect all these species, and which we, under the program of this urban forestry program with the Indian Army in ASC Koramangala, Indian Army ASC Center, about 200 acres was established as the first urban forestry park in Bangalore. We could, about 178 species is that we could collect. I don't know what has happened to the rest of it.
Absolutely.
I wanted to add to sir.
But before we do, I have Srinivas calling us, and he's from HAL area. Now, Srinivas, go ahead and tell us what's on your mind.
Sir, good morning for everybody.
Morning.
I'm seeing this live show. It is very good information.
Srinivas, can I request you to speak a little louder?
Sir, I'm watching your channel from morning. Because of Vaastu cutting trees. I've seen that in two places. Because of Vaastu, they cut the trees when they're building house, constructing house. And some of them misusing, sir, because of Vaastu. See, they want to occupy the entire place. In the name of Vaastu, they're cutting tree. I've seen that, and here in Care Garden, they advise don't cut the tree and you can utilize this place. They're telling somebody given this information.
Right.
What are telling that Guru, like Guruji is sitting, that is exactly correct, sir. Who are giving advice, they should know some basic knowledge about the Vaastu, sir. Without knowing, somebody giving some wrong information. Even for me also, they given wrong information. They not followed that. I want to put a coconut tree in corner side. Somebody given information to my wife, coconut tree you cannot put on the corner side. He is not allowing me. that Akshay sir also told some course should be there, like doctors, engineers, how they're coming in the future. Like that, for Vastu also, if like one book should be there, sir. What they're giving correct information or not. We don't know if they're giving correct information or they're giving wrong information.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Well, thank you, Srinivas, for joining us with those points of view over here. No, we're just coming close to the conclusion of our discussion over here, so I'm looking for final thoughts. Just a little under a minute each, starting with you, Vaastu Harishavare. Now we're seeing that Vaastu is being misused. We've spoken about it. The way forward, there now has to be a time for reparation. We've looked at the problem, we've diagnosed it, we know what the problem is. The way forward, how do we fix this?
How do you fix this? It should be a legal those ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾರು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸಜೆಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತ ವಾಸ್ತು ಅವ್ರು ಯಾರು ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದಾರ ಬೈ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದಾರ ಅಥವಾ ಅವ್ರು ಯಾರು ಅನ್ನೋ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಅದು ಹೇಳೋಂತವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಇರಲಿ. ವಾಸ್ತು ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ವಾಸ್ತು ಅವರು? ಇವತ್ತು ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ರೋಡ್ಗೆ 4 ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ವಾಸ್ತು ಕಲ್ಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ. ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಂದಂತವ್ರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಅದನ್ನ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರು ಕಲ್ಸೋದಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರು ದುಡ್ಡು ಮತ್ತೆ ಹಣ ಸಂಪಾದನೆ ಅದೇ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ರೀನ್, ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಹೇಳದ್ನಲ್ಲ, ಟಿಲ್ ಟುಡೇ ದೇ ಕಾಲ್ ಕರೆನ್ಸಿ ಆಸ್ ಎ ಗ್ರೀನ್.
Absolutely. So Vijay,
and protection, army, green uniform.
Absolutely, and that is
and ಯಾರಿಗಾರ ಕಣ್ಣಿನ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಇದೆ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ನೋಡಿ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಮಲ್ಟಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಕಂಪ್ನಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್, ಟೆನ್ಷನ್. ಬೋನ್ಸಾಯಿ ಟ್ರೀಸ್ ಈ ಬ್ಯಾಂಬೂದಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಏನ್ ಫೆಂಗ್ಶೂ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಫೆಂಗ್ಶೂ ಹಸೋದು ಅದಲ್ಲ. ಲಾಫಿಂಗ್ ಬುದ್ಧ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ದುಡ್ಡು ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಇದೆ ವಾಸ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋಂಥದ್ದು. Laughing Buddha is not Vastu.
That's why
bonsai, bamboo bonsai tree is not Vastu.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, Vijay, just really quick, at the next level, as a tree doctor, what do you want to see done?
No, there is no tree. There is nothing Vastu attached to the tree. That is entirely wrong, actually. If somebody thinks it is right, you come to us. We will look into it. And we'll going to continuously do this campaign. We ask the support of the people and the TV9 to continue with it. We'll give a lot of facts and things will be coming out. We're going to give it to the public domain and everything.
Absolutely.
We will make it sure so that no tree and the nature is connected to Vastu for doing this one. We should not entertain. As a good citizen and a nature-loving people from India, we should
not 30 seconds from you, Akshay. Just wrap up what your thoughts are.
One is right at the young age, if you can educate children about, not just Vastu, pros and cons, what is it. The other thing is, if you can also interact with the government, and there are a lot of institutes, local bodies, resident welfare association, organization, NGOs. Can we have such kind of, it has to be a comprehensive system which will integrate a lot of people from different backgrounds who will definitely be able to, and at the same time, as I earlier said, can we have some kind of a center or a university or a body which would recognize people,
or at least be a watchdog over here. So that's the conclusion that we've come up to over here. Clearly, a lot that needs to be educated over here, but at the same time, misusing the word Vastu, misusing the science is certainly not done. The city of Bengaluru needs to stand up for the trees of Bengaluru. We are, after all, the garden city. Let's bring Bengaluru back to being the garden city. We thank you for watching this News9 special discussion, and we hope that your takeaway today is to make sure that that tree in your house compound as well as the one outside is protected. Thank you for watching.